This segment is sponsored by the Richmond Sentinel, providing news, entertainment, and human interest stories in print and online. He's a Canadian author and music rock and roll historian. He has chronicled the songs and artists who have given us some of the most memorable music, memories, and soundtracks of our lives. His latest book is called Moments in Time, Stories About Artists from the 50s, 60s, and 70s for fans of music from a music fan. It is a great pleasure to welcome Tom Locke to our show. Tom, welcome.
Thank you, Jim. Great to be here.
Hey, great to have you here. And I should say, Tom, I'm going to blow your horn just a little bit here before we start talking. On Amazon.com, all the reviews for your new book are 100% five-star positive. So congratulations on that.
Oh, thank you very much. It's extremely well received out there in the marketplace, and just really thrilled about it.
I can see why. This is just a series of chapters that, and I mean this as a compliment, that read like your radio segments, where each chapter is a couple pages long. What is great, you should tell our viewers too, is that every chapter comes with a barcode, which allows people to download the song you're talking about. You take it from there.
Thank you. Well, the barcode part, that's what we call a unique selling principle. There is no book like it in the world, in the marketplace today. And what it is, our stories are 2 pages. At the conclusion of the story, there's a small QR code in the left-hand corner. You simply put your smartphone over it, camera, click it, and it goes right to the song. Instant gratification.
And what's interesting too is you have such enticing titles. I mentioned to you one of them that caught my eye, even in the preface, was about Tommy James and how does he come up with Moni Moni? Like, you create these great titles and then you explain them. One of the other things I wanted to talk to you about too is that and we're kind of in this age category where you go back to the dawn of rock and roll, where for lack of a better phrase, producers were starting to mine the black R&B music to try to bring it over to the top 40, predominantly white audience. You've got some great chapters. Talk about that era.
Well, that is a fascinating era to me, and actually my favorite era. It's so eclectic in the 50s, and there's no doubt about it. With the evolution of the teenager and the ability to buy, corporate America saw, hey, there's a great opportunity to take some great music from R&B singers and country singers as well, and have them re-recorded and get them out in the marketplace with artists who had great followers. Now, a lot of these artists were white. However, the people playing the records, our DJs, the people we looked up to, it wasn't about the color, it was about what the teenagers wanted to hear. Very key, significant difference. But it definitely changed the culture moving forward, and music actually became a leader in integration.
Very true, and we should mention you are, beside the book, you're also working on a documentary on that period.
It's right. It's about actually the evolution of rock and roll as seen through the eyes of the DJ. The DJs are very powerful in the 50s and 60s. Regionally, they're all around, and yet they were only known for that region per se, but they were legends. Case in point, we have one right here with Red Robinson. Yeah, an inspiration Red is. I mean, he brought rock and roll to this city, symbolically, I guess you could say, and he's still, if you put him in a studio right now, he could still bang out a 2 or 3 hour show. Let's talk a bit about where we can also hear your show. You've been doing it on Michael Godin, another local success story. His show, Treasure Island Oldies. You've had basically the audio version of this book. That is true. What happened, Michael started the show in 1997. Good friends. And we said, hey, you know what? Why don't we create one of these Paul Harvey?
Harvey. Look that guy up, folks. Yeah. And now you know the rest of the story. It's fabulous.
Anyway, we decided to let's put something out like that. We'll do a 2-minute segment. You can play the song at the end of the piece, and we'll go from there. So we've been doing that for 21 years. So every Sunday night, you can hear my new Moment in Time. I want to do a shout out to Michael, a really good guy, as is Phil Maxey, who's helped us out with this interview. The book is called Moments in Time, Stories About Artists and Songs from the 50s, 60s, and 70s. For fans of music, from a music fan, and he certainly is, it's Tom Locke. We'll have all Tom's information, where you can find this book, all that and more in the closing credits. Tom, thank you very much. Thank you.
Cheers. This segment was sponsored by the Richmond Sentinel, providing news, entertainment, and human interest stories in print and online.